Welcome to The Explainer. So there's this truly baffling court verdict out of Sri Lanka that has everyone talking. It's a wild story that involves a really high-profile acquittal, a massive sum of money, and a brand new law that's being put to the ultimate test.
Right, so this brings us to the central puzzle. How is it even possible to be acquitted of a crime, yet still be ordered to pay back more than 1.8 billion rupees? We're talking about Sri Lanka's former central bank governor, Ajith Nivard. He was acquitted in a major corruption case, but with a huge catch. He has to pay back the exact amount the government supposedly lost. So what on earth is going on here?
And just look at this number. It's absolutely staggering. Over 1.8 billion rupees. Now, this isn't some token fine. It's the entire alleged loss from the deal at the very heart of this case. And get this, his acquittal is completely 100% dependent on this money being repaid.
What makes this whole thing even more curious is that Mr. Cabraal wasn't the only one on trial. There were 3 other people accused, and they were all acquitted unconditionally, charges withdrawn, free and clear. But for the former governor, the acquittal came with this billion rupee string attached, a deal his own lawyer actually objected to right there in court. Okay, so to make any sense of this verdict, we really need to rewind the clock. This all goes back to a super controversial investment that was made over a decade ago.
The timing here is just critical. In 2012, Greece's economic crisis was front-page news all over the world. It was no secret. And yet this is precisely when the Central Bank of Sri Lanka decided to invest public money into high-risk Greek Treasury Bonds. And, well, you can probably guess what happened next. Greece defaulted, and that entire investment was wiped out.
So, the crucial point here is that the charges weren't just about a bad investment that went south. No, the prosecution's case was built on the idea that this was a straight-up abuse of power. The allegations were that officials knowingly and deliberately put public money into an incredibly risky situation, misusing the country's financial reserves and causing that enormous loss of over 1.8 billion rupees.
So, if the case was about such a serious breach of public trust, you're probably wondering, how on earth was this conditional acquittal even possible? Well, the answer isn't in some old legal tradition. It's in a brand new law that has completely changed the game.
This right here is the key. Sri Lanka's Anti-Corruption Act of 2023 introduced this really novel mechanism. Think of Section 67(3) as a kind of legal off-ramp. It gives prosecutors the power to offer a deal. They can withdraw the indictment before a final judgment if, and this is a big if, the accused agrees to pay back the money the state lost. The whole point is asset recovery, getting the cash back without spending years and years in court.
And this is where the new law really shows its teeth. The acquittal is not a get-out-of-jail-free card. Not at all. Section 67(5) basically acts as an enforcement clause. If the former governor fails to pay that 1.8 billion rupees within the 3 months the court gave him, the acquittal is automatically revoked. The original charges are put right back on the table, and the trial picks up exactly where it left off. So this new legal framework really puts the former governor at a clear crossroads. He has a choice to make, and either way, the consequences are huge.
The clock is officially ticking. He has 3 months to come up with over 1.8 billion rupees. And that sets up 2 very distinct, very different futures for him.
It really boils down to 2 clear paths forward. Path 1, he makes the payment. If he does, the condition is met, and the acquittal becomes final. Case closed for good. Path 2, he fails to make the payment. If that happens, the law kicks in, the court revokes the acquittal, and he is right back where he started, facing the exact same original charges in court. Okay, so now that we understand the how of all this, we have to tackle the why. This verdict and the law behind it have sparked a fierce debate all across Sri Lanka. And this quote, wow, it really captures the heart of the controversy. Critics are calling this whole outcome a face-saving farce, basically suggesting it's just a way to end a difficult case without ever delivering a real verdict on guilt or innocence. And this is why this case matters so much, far beyond the people involved. It's a major test case for a whole new philosophy in fighting corruption. See, proving that an official personally benefited from a bad decision can be incredibly hard for prosecutors. So this law presents a choice. Is it better to get the lost money back for the public, or is it better to pursue a conviction at all costs, even if you might fail?
Critics argue this gives the state an easy way out, while supporters see it as a smart, pragmatic way to get state funds back quickly.
So that's the fundamental question this case leaves us all with. Is this new legal power an innovative tool that prioritizes getting stolen or lost money back into public hands? Or is it a convenient loophole that allows powerful figures to essentially buy their way out of a conviction, completely avoiding a full and final judgment on their actions? That is the debate this billion-rupee acquittal has just kicked off.